Ladies and gentlemen, we can finally tie a bow on this, okay? It's been a minute since I've been able to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and I know a bunch of people have been going and, still just trying to comb this for views, but I've just kind of moved on with my life. Listen, if I was somebody who was going to be simply milking their viewing audience, there we go. Need to go ahead and get that one correct, okay? Because calling viewers fans, okay? I consider you guys supporters, okay? And that's why I really like Myron from Fresh and Fit, because he really gets it on this type of stuff, okay? You guys aren't fans who are watching this stuff, okay? That's stupid, okay? We're all on the same level. I just happen to be the motherfucker on this side of the screen. You're on the other side of the screen, okay? I see the people whenever these videos get posted that you fuck with me right off rip, and I appreciate that 1000%, okay? So you're not fans, okay? You're supporters. If we ever meet in person, we're individuals. We're human beings. You just happen to agree with the things that I say, okay? So now that I got that out of the way, these are not, labels that Amber Heard would purport to apply to her simps that are out there, because they're still in full force. There was this kid, okay, who's not long for this world. It's kind of sad as well, and I couldn't really draw any. This is as close as I wanted to get to doing any sort of coverage on this stuff. A kid who's had multiple heart surgeries. Okay, he was trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. He had a couple of videos that were out there. He's a big Johnny Depp, or at least a big Jack Sparrow fan, and it was really endearing. It was getting shared around by a bunch of different large creators that were out there. Corey something or other, I think. I don't remember, okay? I just seen the one video of Johnny Depp calling over in full Jack Sparrow character, calling over, just trying to brighten up these kids' final days, because it doesn't look all that good for them. It's just really sad, because this kid is not any more than, 5 or 6 years old, and he's just, he's been under the knife more than he's been upright, and it's really sad. But then, after, he got this explosion in subscribers, I don't know if this was like a back-end YouTube thing or something like that. It's like, what's with all this massive growth all of a sudden? He just goes from something like 10,000 subscribers, a nice little steady climb with everybody sharing around his material, to posting that video with Johnny Depp. Okay, he gets this phone call with him, and then all of a sudden he shoots past 100,000. I don't know if they take it down because it's a scam thing, but then you also see Amber Heard simps that are out there, and it's like, oh, see, Johnny Depp, oh, he can't even hold his liquor, oh, to just put a message out for some kid that's out there, oh, he's slurring his words. Have you ever watched a Pirates film? Fucking Captain Jack Sparrow isn't the greatest enunciator you've seen in your life. There were some thoughts and opinions that maybe they were flagging the video in order to get the channel taken down. It's like, wow, that is low fucking behavior. I wasn't really willing to pull the trigger and sign any blame, because that's some horrific behavior. But thankfully, within a couple of hours, the channel got back up again, and it did not need its own video to assign any blame to anybody. But now that we're at the end of this, and Amber Heard just decided that, oh yeah, I'm going to be settling with Johnny Depp, because I can't really, get the $15 million together or anything like that. But hopefully, Johnny Depp's team on this one, we got an official statement from the Brown-Ruddick team, okay? Both sides have agreed to some sort of a settlement, and she better not get off the fucking hook, okay? Better not, man. That would be fucking big sad. But let's go. The Aquaman star. Funny thing about that, I know we were just about to get into this and all that stuff as well, but very funny, very, very funny, right? She's still going to be confirmed to be an Aquaman too, right? We did this back when I did the Henry Cavill video, right? Just showing you everybody who's still in James Gunn's DCU, okay? Henry Cavill's not in it. Conflicting reports about Gal Gadot, maybe she's still going to be Wonder Woman. It's like, wow, that's going to be fucking buck wild, okay? If you're just going to pick and choose who from the previous regime is still going to be in there, you leave the worst actress, okay, and then you leave the bed shitter in there, but you take out the perfect casting from Batman and Superman, and then you also get rid of, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So all of that simping that actually, guys, my movie did make money, didn't end up working out for you. Black Adam 2 is not going to happen, okay? It was just a break-even movie, but still just kind of humbled The Rock. And another reason why he's probably going to be turning up at the Royal Rumble in January, but, he's not going to be getting a follow-up movie. He's not going to be getting a sequel movie, but Amber Heard sure as fuck is going to be in the second Aquaman film coming up. Wild. Fucking wild, dude. But anyways, Stars announced her decision Monday in a lengthy Instagram post. Heard said the decision followed a great deal of deliberation. Like, yeah, I have $4 million and I need to shell out 15 plus some legal fees as well. Yeah, this shit doesn't really make all that much sense. So, can we come to an agreement on something? Can I toot on your pecker one final time in order to make up the additional $11 million? That'd be great. And provides her an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago on the terms I can't agree to. Fuck you. You lied on the man's name. You tried to destroy his career. If it wasn't for the fact that Johnny Depp has basically a fucking Scrooge McDuck money pit at his behest, he wouldn't have been able to fight back and get his fucking career and his good name, okay? And his kids would still be getting accosted by this lying bitch right there. But no, man, it's all good because now Amber Heard can have a clear conscience on that. That's wonderful. She denied that it was an admission or an act of concession. You don't need to. A jury of your peers found you guilty. Oh well. And added that there are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. That's nice. You can just go out there and lie. And whenever you make a stupid interview, I can respond to it and laugh at you in real time. The duo were originally married in 2015, but divorced 15 months later, and in 2016, Amber Heard lied on his name in the Washington Post, titled, "I spoke up against sexual violence, and I continued to rape him for years afterwards." Both sides appealed the verdict. I just want to get to this part because we already know the backstory, right? I think everybody at this point knows that Johnny Depp sued for defamation. They ended up, going to court. That lasted 6 weeks, and it was a fun fucking time earlier this year. Jury came back and awarded, Depp 15 and Heard one count. They ended up both, appealing both sides. Thought it was just going to be in limbo for a long time, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we just really need to go ahead and finish this out, really iron it out, because Amber's got to buy her kid Oolong some fucking Christmas gifts or some shit. Heard argued that her statements at the center of the trial were opinion and didn't carry a defamatory implication. Now, bitch, you wrote them down and fucking, lied on the man's name. Well, Depp argued that he shouldn't be held liable for the statements made by his lawyer. Exactly, right? Because that was the only W that Amber Heard ended up picking up in that lawsuit, right? The one point that she won was because Adam Waldman got into way too much detail. But still, is that really a defamatory statement? Not really, but, the whole fucking centrist jury that was over there. Oh, there's good points brought up on both sides. Fuck off. Yes, we are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for Mr. Depp, who made clear throughout this process that his priority was about bringing the truth to light, said Benjamin Chu and Camille Vasquez. We actually got that statement that's out there. But I think instead of going through this Hollywood Reporter article that really doesn't add that much, if we're being completely honest, if we're keeping it a buck, there's a lot of shit here, but I just want to go to I got the initial post right here. I don't know if she made this on Instagram or some shit like that, but fucking whatever, dude. Just read this in totality. This is in Amber Heard's voice. I just won't have any of the vocal tics or, just try to act. It's like my dog stepped on a bee. Wait for it. And action. Oh, that was so tragic. But then, yes, I was also raped by a bottle and I had fingers inserted in me, and that you relay that story in absolute fucking stone face. And let me just cry without any of the tears. God, that was so fun to watch. But, ugh, God, what a terrible actress. That's why you aren't getting any work after Aquaman 2. After a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. Just fucking name him. Just name him. You got found guilty of defamation, you lying whore. Just say Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Say his name. Say his name. Just say it. Just say it. The man who has scissors for fingers. It's important for me to say that I never chose this. Yeah, you did. You fucking lied. You knowingly lied. And a jury's like, you knowingly lied. And you're like, I didn't choose this. I defended my truth. Ugh. I hate that. There's nothing more repulsive than my truth. There's no such thing as my truth. There is the truth, but she lives in delusion, okay? Before this court case right here, she was never told anything. She was never questioned on any of her opinions before. She was never told no. And this is why it's so painful for her. And that's why she just continues to elaborate and extrapolate her stupid fucking opinions and present them as my truth. It's going to take forever if I just go down line by line. But let's continue. And in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. It's because you lied. Just don't lie. Just don't lie, and your life doesn't get destroyed. The vilification I'd faced on social media is an amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. Bruh. Yeah, liars get put on blast. More at 11. Now I finally have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago, and on terms I can agree to. Pay the motherfucker. Cut the check, stupid. I have made no admission, and this is not an act of concession. Kind of is. You couldn't pay the fucking tab, so you had to come to conclusions on this stuff. I would have had her go out there on a fucking podium, okay? It's like, okay, bitch, you can't come up with all of the money. Well, how much can you come up with? And then double that if you're Johnny Depp's side. And you're also going to have to go up to a podium at a press conference, and you're just going to have to go out and retract everything that you fucking said and say that you lie in public. That's how petty I'd get. But, you know what? I'm not Johnny Depp. I ain't got so many fancy rings and all that shit. I'm just a little bit more blunt about it. Yes, no concessions. This is not an act of concession. Trust me, you can continue to repeat it to yourself. It doesn't make it any less true. There are no restrictions or gags on my respect to my voice going forward. Time is precious, and I want to spend my time productively and purposefully. For too many years, I've been caged in an arduous and expensive legal process, which has shown itself unable to protect me and my right to free speech. No right to free speech for a liar. I cannot afford to risk an impossible bill. That's why you had to come to conclusions and you had to come to deliberations on a settlement? Okay. One that is not just financial, but also psychological. Well, hopefully you got Dr. Curry's card, because she seems to be the only qualified physician that was around there. Women shouldn't have to face abuse or bankruptcy for speaking her truth. Well, if you lie, you do. But unfortunately, it's not uncommon. Actually, it is fairly uncommon, but can you cite the cases? Can you go ahead to point to literally anybody else in your position? Because I see a lot of women lying on their dude's name and then just walking around scot-free afterwards. You're the first one to actually face repercussions for your stupid actions. It's kind of wild. I will not be threatened, disheartened, or dissuaded by whatever happened. Oh, by what happened from speaking the truth. I thought you were speaking your truth. Okay, no one can and no one will take that from me. My voice forever remains the most valuable asset I have. I would argue, like, your mouth's there. That's probably pretty useful in some occasions, especially coming to the settlement agreement. It probably helped quite a bit, but just a couple more a little bit south, and then you go a little bit south of that, and then you just take a look around. Those are probably a little bit more valuable than your voice, because nobody wants to hear a liar talk. I make this decision having lost faith in the American legal system. Oh, just shut your mouth. You lost. Hold the fucking L. Women are the worst at holding L's. They just can't, because they never, ever, ever have to do this. Especially attractive women. Fuck, man. They never get put in their place until they hit a certain age. 36? Yeah, 36 seems about right. Where my unprotected testimony served as entertainment and social media fodder. You shouldn't have made it so elaborate and so fucking hilarious. I was raped by a bottle. Insert tears. Oh, was I not supposed to read that part? When I stood before a judge in the UK. Oh, you weren't actually a party on that one. You were just a witness on behalf of the Sun or the Star, Dan Wooten or whatever. And you actually were never in front of the judge. It was just a video deposition, but okay, cool. This is her truth, though. She definitely stood in front of a judge. Maybe it was for like a DUI or lying in the UK or something like that. Maybe it's like the Australia thing. I was vindicated by a robust, impartial, and fair system. Actually, no, you weren't. Again, you weren't a party on that, where I was protected from having to give the worst moments of my testimony in front of the world's media. Yeah, where I only had to lie a little bit, and they bought some of that, I guess. And to where the court found that I was subjected to domestic and sexual violence. In the United States, however, I exhausted almost all my resources in advance of and during the trial, in which I was subjected to a courtroom in which abundant direct evidence that corroborated my testimony was excluded. What, your fucking little doodles in a diary weren't allowed to come in? Wow, imagine that hearsay evidence. You just couldn't bring that. You also didn't bring that to the UK either. But hey, man, whatever. Even if my US appeal is successful, the best outcome would be a retrial where a new jury would have to consider the evidence again. We all want that. Maybe to just, compare and contrast your previous performances to see if you, improved or anything like that. But, oh well, I simply cannot go through that for a third time. No, you just can't afford it, you broke bitch. I'd like to thank my outstanding appellate and original trial teams. Except for Elaine, who you decided to fucking, turf not that long ago. Sucks to suck, I guess. I want to thank everyone who has supported me, and I turn my attention to the growing support I have felt and seen publicly for months since the trial. I'll support you. I got a spare $20, and the efforts that have been made to show solidarity with my story. Hey man, I went over in multiple times over a bunch of your different videos, and is that support? I told your story in your words, and I cannot find enough words to tell you. Whatever, dude. Belief in me inspires me. Not just me, but for all of you. Thank you. See you soon. Well, I kind of hope not. Should have just ended with a plug for Aquaman 2 whenever it hits the theaters. You can see me there. It might be the last time for a long time. But we got the press release from Johnny Depp's side on this one. This is actually kind of what I want to see. A Brown Rudnick brand and reputation management team successfully negotiated a favorable settlement for actor Johnny Depp and his defamation case against his ex-wife Amber Heard. Wow, there's names in this one. It's not just a stupid Instagram post. How adorable. Both sides will dismiss their respective appeals in the Virginia Court of Appeals on December 22nd. So that'll be tomorrow. Great. Under the terms of the settlement, Heard's insurers. Oh, okay, will pay Depp $1 million, which he has pledged and will donate to charity. Oh man, he's pledged that, and then he's gonna follow through on that pledge. Holy, that's a foreign concept to Amber. She's like, why would you go ahead and do something so redundant? Because when I pledge, that means donate. The agreement also precludes both sides from filing another lawsuit in this case, but if she continues to run her mouth, oh lordy. We are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for Mr. Depp, who made clear throughout his process his intent to bring the truth to light, partners Benjamin Chu and Camille Vasquez said in a statement. This was never about money. The jury's unanimous decision in favor of Mr. Depp and against Ms. Heard remain fully in place, and the payment of $1 million reinforces her acknowledgement of the legal system's rigorous pursuit for justice. So yeah, without saying it, it's like, yeah, she admitted that she was in the wrong, and now somebody's gonna have to pay $1 million on her side, so sucks to suck, I guess. In June, a Virginia jury, June 1st, in fact, you remember, unanimous ruled in favor of Depp following a 6-week trial and found that he had proven all elements of defamation. 7-member jury awarded him $15 million, $2 million to Ms. Heard on her her counterclaim. After the verdict, both sides appealed parts of the decision. A lot of people went over that stuff. I just found it notoriously boring, but whatever. Chu and Vasquez led the Brown Rudnick team. Also partners Wayne Dennison, Rebecca McDowell, La Carza, associates Stephanie Callan, Andrew Crawford, Jessica Myers, and Samuel Moniz. All of that stuff is wonderful, fantastic, and that closes this chapter on this stuff right now. But I would imagine, just because I'm allowed to tell my truth going into the future, we'll be hearing more for Amber Heard, and because man, she's not going to get work in Hollywood. Like, she's not a very good actress. She was a piece of ass, and if she would have taken the advice of Johnny Depp, it's like, develop your skills instead of just being a fucking piece of just being a set of tits walking on screen. Okay, you might have longevity in your career. Why do you know? You're just Johnny Depp. Yeah, she'll continue to flap her gums at some point in time, and I'll be there to laugh at her, because man, this bitch just lies as the day is long. But it's so nice that all of this stuff gets done and dusted before the end of the year, and we can put a nice little bow on this stuff. It's just sad that it's only $1 million, though. I wanted to have that bitch open up an OnlyFans so I could just laugh at it, not pay for her. Fuck that. I wouldn't be, cut dead simping for the idiot. But oh well, can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.